Now, in this question here, we are told that a function f and g are defined by f of x equals to ln 3x plus 2 for x is greater than negative 2 over 3. G of x is equals to e is to 2x minus 4 for x is for x is a member of a real number. Then we're supposed to solve the function g or g f of x equals to 5. And then we're going to work out the inverse function of f. If you are new to Proflan YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that in time I'm going to upload further tutorials, you'll be notified. In Proflan YouTube channel, we do matters, physics and math for A levels, AS, as well as IGCSE physics and math. So consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload new tutorials, you'll be notified. We should having the fact that f of x is that, and then you are supposed to solve this question here. Something that you need to remember here is actually this is a question that is testing whether you understand something to do with composite functions. So first we need to find what is our gf of x. What is our gf of x in this case? Gf of x, actually this means that you need to, actually this pen is not rewriting properly, I need to change. You need to understand that this means we are going to, anywhere we have x in the function g, we are going to put what f of x is. Remember, our f of x is this particular part that we have here. So meaning in the function g, anywhere we have x, anywhere in g, anywhere we have x, we are going to replace with this part of f of x. So which means that our g of x here, g of x is actually e is to 2x minus 4. So we're going to write e is to 2. But instead of x, we're going to put in this part that we have here. So meaning this is going to be 3x plus 2. And rather this is going to be, let me just write it properly, ln 3x plus 2. Then we shall subtract the 4 that was there. So that is what gf of x means, or what it represents. Then now we are told we are solving for equals to 5. So meaning that we are going to have e is to 2 ln of 3x plus 2 into bracket minus 4 is equals to 5. Now we are going to solve this the way we usually solve exponential questions and the logarithmic equation. We're going to take this on the other side, and then we're going to have e is to 2 ln of 3x plus 2 is equals to 9. So what does that mean to us? We can be able to use the laws of logarithm and then take this to the power, and then we are going to have e is actually ln of 3x plus 2 in that case squared is equals to 9. Yeah, but remember, when you have eln, it means you can be able to cancel the 2, and actually that represents 1. So that meaning we are going to have 3x plus 2 squared equals to 9. And at this given point, I have all the right reserved for me to find the square root at that given point. And we are going to say this is actually 3x plus 2 equals to plus or minus 3. Right? Anytime you find a square root of a number, you'll get a positive or a negative. So you have to take note of that. So we're going to take this on the other side. So we shall have 3x is equals to minus 2 plus or minus 3, right? So which means that our x is going to be equal to minus 5 over 3 or 1 over 3. These are the two answers that we have in this case. But now, because we were talking about for the function f of x, x must be greater than negative 2 over 3. So there's no way our answer can take this format. So this one is going to be ignored. So our value of x in that case is going to be 1 over 3. So our value of x in this question, you are supposed to leave as 1 over 3 there. So meaning that we are supposed now to go ahead and find the value, the inverse function f of. So remember, we are having the function f of x is equals to ln of 3x plus 2 in that case. And then if you are finding the inverse of a function, first step you are going to change this to y, and this is going to be ln of 3x plus 2 in that case. So once you have this, your next step here, you are going to switch x and y. Where you have x, you replace with y, and where you have y, you replace with x. So this is going to be x is equals to ln of 3y plus 2, like that, right? Then if you have done that, the next thing we need to do is to make y the subject of the formula. So we're going to say this is going to be ln of 3y plus 2 is equals to x, right? So how do I get rid of ln? If you want to get rid of ln in any question, if you want to do away with, if you are having ln and you want to get rid of it, you introduce exponent both sides to get rid of ln. Introducing e both sides, we are going to say that is e ln of 3y plus 2 equals e is to x, like that. And then meaning that at this given point, this and this will commit suicide, and then we're going to have 3y plus 2 is equals to e is to x. Then since we want to make y the subject of the formula, we are going to take this on the other side, and then we divide by the 3 that we are having here. So meaning we are going to have 3y is equals to e is to x, then minus 2, then divide by 3, divide by 3. This will cancel out, or rather, this serious, it's an international crisis. This is y, divide by 3, this will cancel out. We shall have y equals to 1 over 3 into bracket e is to x minus 2 as our final answer. Basically, that's what you are supposed to do in order to work out that particular question. The function g f of x equals to 5, also finding the inverse as this, we are supposed to solve the equation f inverse of x equals to g of x. So actually now, this one we are going to use this answer that we have obtained here, and then we're going to equate it to g of x. So that is exactly what we are supposed to do at this given point. Now follow me so that we can be able to work through it. And we have gotten that this part here is 1 over 3 into bracket e is to x minus 2 is equals to, we are going to equate that to g of x, and our g of x is this part that we have here, which is e is to 2x minus 4, e is to 2x minus 4. Now, in order to get rid of this fraction that we have here, a third, I'm going to multiply all through by 3. So I'm going to say multiply all through by 3. What are we going to have? We are going to have e is to x minus 2 equals to 3 e is to 2x minus 12. So that is exactly what we're going to have. And now we're going to have a very, very nice and beautiful equation. If I take all these terms to this other side, I take 2 on this other side to be a positive, I take e to x on the other side, it will be a negative. So I'm going to end up having 3 e is to 2x minus e is to x minus 12, then plus 2 in that case. So which means that I can be able to form a quadratic equation here. Something I need to remind you is that if you are having e is to 2x, this can be written as e is to x raised to power 2, like that. So that from the laws of indices, if you multiply this, you are going to get back to that. So meaning I can be able to write this equation as 3 is to x into bracket squared minus e is to x minus 10 is equals to 0. This should be equal to 0 like that. So the reason as to why I've done that, uh, this is to ensure that I can be able to form a quadratic equation which I'm going to solve to enable me work out this question. So I'm going to say at this given point that now to solve this, I'm going to let e to x is equals to m. E is to x is equals to m, so that I can be able to write a quadratic equation 3 m squared minus m minus 10 is equals to 0 at that given point. So meaning we can be able to solve now this quadratic equation because in this case we are going to say a is 3, b is -1, c is -10. So we can be able to use a quadratic formula here and say now our m is going to be b is -1 here. B is actually -1. So minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So that is the quadratic formula. So meaning that this is going to be 1 plus or minus square root of -1 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3. Our a is 3. And then we have our c. Our c is -10. So you see negative to be a positive, and then we have here 2 times 3 because our a is 3 in that case. So if I'm to solve this, I'm going to have 1 plus or minus square root of 1 plus, this is going to be 12 times 10, that is 120. Then we shall add that 120 there, divide by 6. So that means it's 1 plus or minus square root of 121, square root of 121 over 6. All right. So square root of 121 is 11. So meaning that this equation is going to reduce to, of course, this need to look like 6. Yeah, so that we have 1 plus or minus 11 over 6. So one of the solution, this implies that x is not x but m. This implies that m is going to be equal to 1 plus 11, it will be 12, divided by 6, that's going to be 2. Or m is equals to, this is going to be 1 minus 11, it will be -10 over 6. So that's going to be -10 over 6. Yeah. So I have space here. Let me see if I have space. Or -10 over 6. Now, this is quite interesting because now we have to make a decision which is the correct answer at this given point. We are going to make a decision which one is the correct answer here. We have m is 2, m is -10 over 6. Now, what you need to remember is that exponential functions, we had let e to be m like that. There is no way an exponent can have a negative answer, because even by sketching, when you are learning about sketching an exponent function, we are done the sketching of exponential function, and we say that exponential functions, they have horizontal asymptote. So meaning if you are having y is equals to e to x and you want to sketch that function, the asymptote, horizontal asymptote for this is actually the x-axis. So meaning this graph can never go below the x-axis. Yeah. So meaning this graph will never go below the x-axis, which means that exponent function cannot be 0 and cannot be a negative number. So meaning we are going to ignore this And we are not going to consider that at at any circumstance. We are going to ignore that. Our correct answer is actually true in that case. So we are going to say that our m, because in this question we had said let, so we are going to say e is to x is equals to 2. Then now you need to find what x is. So we are going to introduce ln both sides. So this is going to be ln of e is to x equals to ln of 2. So which means that this will cancel out. We shall have x equals to ln of 2. So ln of 2. Of course, you can be able to leave it at that level, or you can be able to find using your calculator what ln of 2 represent.